Right, hello everybody. Thanks again for listening to this. It's Nigel Lucas here again. Sat down with Ian Lord, the chair of the Edenfield Neighbourhood Community Forum. How are you doing, Ian?
Well, I was doing fine until last Monday.
What a difference a week makes. There's been some major developments, obviously. Pretty shocking news, to be honest with you, Ian. Can you tell us what's happened?
Yes, last Monday we were notified that there was going to be a consultation on the master plan and design code for Edenfield. We have been expecting that because the local plan said this was happening. But we were doubly shocked when we discovered there was a planning application going for consultation at the same time.
Yeah, you thought it was just going to be the master plan, but it was both. What do you think of the master plan?
Well, in terms of what's in it, that and the design code, a lot of pretty pictures, but a lot of empty words. But to be honest, it lacks substance, and it does not tackle a lot of the key issues we thought it would do.
What were the key issues that we were hoping it would cover?
Well, certainly traffic and transport is a very important aspect of these developments in Edenfield, and that has not really been attended to in the master plan. Mm-hmm. It does get referred to in the planning applications, mm-hmm. But there is supposed to be one for the entire site.
Yeah. So what's happened instead?
Instead, we've got there is a transport assessment in the planning application, and that is from Taylor Wimpey for 238 homes on the centre part of the site. Well, that really only tries to address the traffic almost within the site. It doesn't really properly cater for what happens to the rest of the village.
Well, that's exactly it. The master plan is very insufficient, lacking stuff that we expected in this master plan, haven't we?
Yes. And in addition, the design code we're not happy with. We've got to go through a lot of detail, but the forum has a draft design code which was given to the developers last July, and that's basically been ignored. They said they didn't have time to include that.
Right.
But now we have just a few weeks to consider all their proposals.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
No, it's not. And are there any problems with the master plan itself so far?
First one is we've got 6 weeks, and that includes Christmas, the period prior to Christmas when nobody's really giving much attention to anything else apart from planning for Christmas. Mm-hmm. The World Cup happens to be going on as well. There's 6 weeks to do all this, and when you throw the planning application as well, which has 80 odd documents, and all this is supposed to be considered, and people put their comments in on this in this period, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It does appear that this wants to get pushed through with minimal comment and objections from the residents.
Yeah, it's dirty tactics. I mean, it really is. They put two things through at the same time, as you just said, at the time when there couldn't be a bigger distraction in everybody's social life at the minute, with Christmas just around the corner and time ticking.
Yeah, and furthermore, the local plan said there has to be a agreed design code, and there has to be a master plan. But it said those have to be agreed before you start doing the planning applications.
Yeah.
So how can you issue them at the same time?
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
One has to be, you're putting the cart and the horse are coming together, and you need to sort out the master plan and the design codes for the entire site before anybody can put a planning application in.
But they've ignored that and just thought, sod it, there's both.
Yeah, and you've got effectively 4 weeks to do it in.
Yeah. Wrong. Yeah, I mean, how did this make you feel when this happened, Ian?
I think not happy. I think it's probably the best description.
Okay.
A lot of residents were a lot more aggressive than that. And,
yeah.
But you know, we've gone straight back to the council and said these things are, these are not right.
Yeah.
Please reconsider.
Yeah, the reason I asked this is because we'll move on now to the residents of Edenfield. Is there anything that the residents of Edenfield can do to help the forum with regards to the submitted master plan and planning application?
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is important, isn't it?
This is very important because the forum we will go through all these with a fine-tooth comb. We're going to put all the objections into account, but we also need the residents to do the same.
Yes.
Because they will pick up things that maybe won't. What they have to do is to respond to the consultations on both the planning application and on the master plan and design code, and tell the council what they think. And we will be giving advice on this, on how it can be done on our website. They would also be able to put their comments into the forum, and that will help us in putting our objections together.
Yeah.
Do something, don't do nothing, I
Yeah.
think is what we're looking for, because I think now the council has been ignoring what Edenfield have been saying for 5-6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I think now we've got to make sure that they listen.
Yeah, and I think this is a good point as well to give out the website as well, Ian, so that people can go on there, find out some more information. Because if you go on the council website, it's easy to just get lost in the plans. It's very, complex. So the idea being that if you go onto the website, it'll be explained to you in a way that you can understand.
That's absolutely right. The council website is. There's just so much documentation in it.
Yeah.
It's difficult to trawl through it, and difficult to, probably even more difficult to discover even how to respond to it. So go on to edenfieldcommunityforum.uk, and we're going to try and give as much advice as possible on how residents can respond to all these proposals.
Yes, great. Okay, yeah. And while you're on there as well, if you've got any questions, then you can get in touch with us. If you've got any advice, if you spot anything, it's important that, as you said, we do this together.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Let us have comments or any questions. Yeah. Let us know through the website, or even write to us. There'll be contact numbers on the website. Call us. Let us know.
Exactly. That's it. It's all about communicating and doing this together. And you may be someone who uses social media. If you do, you can find all the links to our social media on there on the website. Give us the website again.
edenfieldcommunityforum.uk.
Fantastic. Get on there, follow, and become part of it. And like you said, if social media is not for you, you can even send us a letter, send us an email, or whatever.
Yes.
So Ian, I suppose another thing to ask you is, are there any planned demonstrations or meetings, where the residents can get together and we can discuss a few things, or we can raise concerns? More importantly, we can get to the point and all start to act and make a stand.
Well, the council did say that they were going to hold a consultation event in the community centre, which they'd show all the plans and be there to answer questions and that sort of thing. But we're a week into the consultation already. They haven't fixed a date for that, so we don't even know whether that is going to happen.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll do it on 25th of December when nobody will come.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. The forum itself would like to try and do something to get people involved.
Exactly.
But as yet, we're still trying to go through all the detail that there is and trying to get people fired up and get our website up.
It's about the residents as well. We can all interact. And would you like us to get together? Get in touch with us. Would you like to do a demonstration potentially throughout the village? Give us your thoughts on that on the website. Get on there and let us know what you want. It's important that we do this together. Yeah. And it's also important that we do it now and not in a few weeks' time, because time is against us.
That's absolutely right. So if you got your ideas, please let us know. As I said, there's 12 of us working on this. But there's a couple of thousand people in the village.
Yeah. We can get together.
We'd like your help to do that and give us some ideas.
Yeah, we could get to. Just off the top of my head, we could get together when we do the singing around the Christmas tree. But that's a good few weeks away now. We've got areas that we could meet. It's cold. That's the problem, isn't it? So you could meet on the rec and potentially have a chat there. You could meet on the pub car park down there, or even maybe in the Roslands. Nothing's been organised. Maybe in the church. We need your help.
Yes, and in the meantime, hopefully the council are going to come up and do an event where we can get everybody to come in. But give us your ideas.
Exactly. Would you like to do a demonstration?
Yes.
Would you like to all get together and demonstrate how upset we are with what's going on with these dirty tactics? The master plan, the planning permission, all getting all that information all at once.
Yeah, and if you can help organise that, so much the better, because we've got a lot to do.
Yeah.
The more people involved doing it will help us.
Exactly. So yeah, come on, please get involved, be part of this, and let's try and make a stop to this, or at least, you know, sort these plans out and make a difference. Shrink the plans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the minute, the way you're feeling, I mean, what are your major concerns at the moment, Ian?
The key major concern has always been the traffic
Yeah.
impact in Edenfield of building 400 houses.
Yeah.
The local plan said there has to be a transport assessment done before any development can go ahead. There was nothing in the master plan on this, by the way, but the Taylor Wimpey planning application does include a transport assessment.
Right.
But it only covers really their site, the 238 houses.
Okay. Not the disruption that it's going to cause elsewhere in the village.
The proposal basically says there really isn't a problem. Now, there's a problem now, and that's before they build 238 houses and before they build 400 houses.
Yeah.
So it's not being addressed,
No.
basically. There's going to be some major issues, particularly on Market Street. There'll be the issues of accessing the other sites, like the Chatterton Hay site, because they're saying that should go be accessed through Highfield Road and Exchange Street,
Yeah.
which everybody will know is totally impractical.
Yeah.
So this isn't being addressed.
See, one of the worrying things here is there are 4 sites, and if each site just concentrates on its own area and not the effects it's going to have on the village, you're going to have 4 individual sites that have all got their own plans for their own site, transport-wise, but none of them are going to work together on how it's going to work for the village, and it's just going to leave us in an absolute mess, and that needs to be addressed as well.
It does, and the local plan said it had to be addressed.
Yeah.
But Taylor Wimpey certainly are trying to override that.
That's someone else's job.
Yeah. We'll just deal with our little estate, you know,
Yeah.
and we can handle the traffic within there and the access onto the main road. But I'm not bothered about all the rest of the village and how you get in and out of it.
But the fact now it's being dealt with individually, they're now missing out the bigger picture, which is of the village of Edenfield.
Which is, what we said before, is the master plan and all these have to be agreed and sorted out first, not at the same time.
So from the plans, Ian, would you say that Taylor Wimpey are just painting a picture that suits them rather than that suits the village?
That's right. I think in terms of the traffic, they're only addressing the access onto the estate, the traffic from those 238 houses, and then the others when they get up to 400 houses on the other side, all have to go through the village.
Yeah.
The problems at the Market Street roundabout, Berry Road, as well as Market Street, these are at the moment effectively one lane most of the time,
Yeah.
and you're going to put another 400. They're not being addressed. And I think, and this is where the transport assessment and the effect on the village, and the into and out of the village, not just into and out of these sites.
It's all been just about their own individual Taylor Wimpey site from these first plans that we've seen.
That's correct, yes. They're really only addressing the access to and from the estate. And not really taking account of the fact there'll be 400 houses, there'll another 4 cars for those 400 houses going through the village. They're assuming that anything north end of the village only goes north, anything south end goes south.
It's almost insulting really that they think that, isn't it? There isn't a way that you leave your house every morning. Every time you leave your house, you're going to go a different way for whatever reason. To just say that the problems are going to be sorted because if you live in the north, you're going to get on north. If you live in the south of the village, you're going to go south. That's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's not taken account of properly. There's one of the schools, and probably Edenfield School, will increase by 50%. So that's the traffic for another 100 kids. Are going to go through that pinch point in the village. what about the next 10 years when they're building all these houses?
Yeah.
There's constructors' traffic, the supplies, materials all coming through here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nightmare enough as it is with the quarry traffic. Yeah, it wants a proper study doing, a realistic study doing.
Yeah.
Let's say, look, how are you going to do it? And if you can't do it, don't build houses.
Yeah, a transport assessment can't just be right on this area that we're building in. This is how you get in and out of our new housing estate. I mean, come on, it's got to include the village. That is ridiculous.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, well, thanks, Ian. There's loads of really interesting stuff on there. I mean, it's going to be a really testing time. These next few weeks are really, really important now that they've had the cheek of submitting the master plan and the plans all at once over the festive period, like we touched on with the World Cup on, and all these distractions, a time that we usually just, we really look forward to as families and stuff. And obviously that's still going to happen, but it's really important that we get as many people to act on this and now, really. And like we said, you're welcome to get involved. Tell us what you want us to do. Become part of it. And, there are loads of ways that the residents can help.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of it is keep looking at our website, keep looking at the forum Facebook, the residents' Facebook, our website, just to see what's going on, what's the latest situation, and what you can do to help us.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the key things on there as well, we need some money.
Yeah.
We need some professional advice on responding to some of these applications because none of us is planning experts.
Yeah, well, I mean, these companies like Taylor Wimpey, for example, there's a reason why they do it the way they do. They've got the money. Unfortunately, they're not stupid. They've been as clever as they can be, but it is dirty tactics in that they've done it and handed this information out literally weeks before the festive period, at a time when it is tough to respond. We really need help financially because they've got deep pockets.
Yes, and it's it. But if you on social media and Facebook and the website, there'll be details of how you can make your donation just to help us so that we can get the advice when we need it.
Yeah.
And we're going to need that very quickly, so we're going to have to move very fast.
That's it. And we mentioned this on the first interview that we did together. It's not just financially helping us out with donations and stuff. If you've got a knowledge that can help us with the cause, if you understand plans and
yes, if you've got any expertise, particularly in planning matters, traffic and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Anything that when you've had a look at all these documents that are on the website, I know stuff about that. Yeah, I'll have me say. So yeah, let us know.
Yeah, social media, anything, cameras, all sorts. Come and help us out. Come and any help will be greatly received.
Yes, and if you can't, just send us a few, Bob.
Yeah, there you go. There's other things that people can do as well. If your kids are doing a media course and they know how to do editing and anything like that, come down, get involved, make this part of your project. Get your kids over the Christmas holidays to get doing some posters, get them in your windows and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, as I said, we're not experts on even doing a website and stuff like that. Stuff that you can help us with the content of those, but if you know something about it or you're a good amateur at it, yeah, help us out.
Yeah, and if you fancy getting together and all meeting up and potentially, we've said it once, but having a bit of a demonstration through the village, why not? Honestly, this is the village that you love. That some of you may have been in all your life, and this is going to be a massive change for this village. So this is where you need to step up to the mark and just do a little thing and object. That's the main thing. Object. Let your voice be heard.
Yes, absolutely.